Yo, peace, happy Sunday morning. So I want to try to make this really quick. Got a busy day ahead of me. But I really wish I would have posted, I made a comment on, I think it was on DAZN's, little Facebook page. I didn't make a prediction video about this fight. I had spoken with the crew about it, and I said, Teofimo Lopez, to me, on the surface, doesn't look like he's taking this fight very seriously. And there's a lot of different reasons I can throw in there. And then even leading into the weigh-ins and all this stuff, I'm hearing about injuries. I'm hearing about, other fights and that you're looking past. But a lot of us, again, we go by conventional wisdom of what we see in the ring, right? But at times, it's hard to ignore the intangibles outside the ring. And going into the fight, I'm picking Teofimo to win, just off general principle, right? But having these thoughts in the back of my head, and I mean, I can't post it here, but I made, literally the day before the fight, I made a post saying just things to consider. He's been out the ring a year. There's obvious outside the ring stuff going on. He's about to have a kid. Talking injury, the weight cut. There's just, again, things that I just put on the table and saying like he should win this fight, but just like keep an eye on this. And then just Teofimo's overall approach going into this fight, as when the bell rang, in relation to his temperament in the Lomachenko fight, was just on polar opposite ends of the spectrum. He tried to go and bum rush Kambosos and it looked like he was just going for a first round knockout. And then lo and behold, he gets caught and he gets dropped. Teofimo. And truth be told, man, Teofimo, for a good amount of that fight, was having a lot of difficulties, man. Let's just say what it is. He can say what he wants as far as, oh, he got robbed or whatever, man. But look, it was a good fight, but he lost. He lost. I didn't score the fight. I tend not to do that when I watch fights live, but by all intents and purposes, he lost that fight, man. And just his temperament, like following the fight and his attitude, like, I lost a little respect for him, man. I really did, because I feel the way he went about beating Lomachenko, and just, again, his temperament in that fight, and how strict he was with the game plan. And for a fight like this, just completely out the window. Completely out the window. And it just showed lack of professionalism on his end. And then his pops, Ryan. It's the age-old story, man. It really, really is. I mean, you barking a lot, but you're really not paying attention to the task at hand. And I think overall, that was really the story of last night. They completely underestimated Kambosos. I think a lot of us underestimated Kambosos. I never thought it was going to be a dog walk for Teofimo Lopez, but again, because of the intangibles I put on the table, but I still gave Teofimo like the out, like, yo, he should still win this fight. Wow. What does this say going forward, man? I mean, do we run it back? I think they're probably going to run it back. I think so. But does Devin Haney now get a shot? It changed everything in the division. But look, I never thought these dudes, like, at lightweight were going to all fight each other, like, right now. And I still think there's time for those fights to materialize at 135, 140. But look, I'll say this. Don't mention other fights, man, until, don't mention these big fights until they really happen, man. Because look, we've lost Fury in Joshua, at least in the immediate. I don't think we're going to see that fight. And now with Teofimo against those other lightweights, man, like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's now, it doesn't look as appealing, right? I mean, a loss is a loss. It's not the end all be all. But again, to me, it's all based on the performance. Okay, you could lose a fight and still look really good. Teofimo did not look good last night, guys. Nobody, to me, nobody can debate that. Based on how he looked against Lomachenko and how he looked last night. Now look, man, is he having trouble? Is 135 out of the cards at this point for him? You know, I don't know, man. I think if you were to ask me, I think there's a lot of stuff going on with him outside of the ring that I think might have showed up in the ring last night. But not to give him an out, but we've seen that happen so many times. But that being said, you gotta give credit to George Kambosos. He fought his ass off, even in the sense when he started getting hit, and he stuck it through. It was a great fight, man. Like it was a really good fight. It wasn't like a one-sided fight. It was a really close fight. But I think in the end, Kambosos came out when that bell rang in the 12th round. Like you looked at Kambosos like, yo, that dude won the fight. That dude won the fight. So going forward, do they run it back? As I'm making this video, I don't know what the course of action is yet. But something tells me either Haney's going to get a shot or they're going to run it back. You know what I'm saying? So, wow, man. Brand new, unified lightweight champion of the world, George Kambosos. Wow. What a roller coaster of a year that this dude has had, man. From COVID, the cancellation of the fight and going back and forth. I'm sure, money was lost in the midst of all that. So I guess in a sense, this is like retribution for him, But we'll have to see what happens with Teofimo and how they regroup. That's going to be a big story. But wow, man, crazy. Let me know what you thought of the fight. What does either guy do next? They run it back, or does either guy kind of, go their separate ways? We'll kind of have to wait and see. So let me know what you think, man. Wow, what a year. Any case, I am out. Peace.